feel like it's a downward spiral in terms of like, especially in today's social media fueled day. I mean, we wake up and we look at our phones, and the first thing that we see is us needing to reach a certain physique or a certain goal or a certain shoes to fill. And usually from there on out, if somebody is vegetarian, they can't get in their protein needs through either chicken or any other meat, their first thing is to go to these supplements and whey proteins and all of that. And a lot of those times, those are like filled with so many chemicals, colors, everything. And when you mentioned that there was a person, in terms of transformation that we saw from a lanky person to a person with muscles, a lot of people need guidance down that road, because of late we have seen a lot of these, particularly for India, because we're such a vegetarian ridden country, is that how to reach your goals with proper nutrient content food and proper levels of protein that you'll end up getting from actual natural ingredients rather than these supplements. So lastly on this point, when you again mentioned food science, a lot of food science is to do with how certain things react to your body. And in a day and age of, and this is like a nice segue to the next point, in a day and age of like us increasing in allergies and intolerances, whether it's dairy, whether it's gluten, whether it's peanuts, whether it's all of these intolerances that we are getting, is it particularly to do with our body's resilience that has gone down by eating these processed foods, or by the exposure increasing to certain foods that do not sit with our body, that after a certain point they have developed a non-affinity towards it? Wanting to brush over these allergies and intolerances topic before we move on to the next aspect.
You've covered too many points. I mean.
Apologize.
So, firstly, when you started by saying that, it is the first thing we see is our phone, and then we feel like we want to look like that person, or like this physique, or this figure, or this face, or this anything. I mean, that person or personality or whatever. That again is created by this world of marketing and consumerism. And, I mean, it's very funny, but I mean, you don't really have the genetics of that person. You don't really have the life history, past experiences of that X person or that Y person. So you can never be that person, correct? But what you can be is best version of yourself. And I think that needs to be the aim, that needs to be the focus or the goal, and that needs to be promoted or made realized to the next generation. Because I feel, I mean, from their childhood, I mean, I'm still in a next generation little maybe, but the younger generation, for them these exposures to these things have been pretty early age, so that there are a lot of those self-worth issues, and there are a lot of those not feeling good enough, or those FOMOs that have set into them very early age. And that is why they feel they want to look a certain body type, a certain the figure, or the hair, or I mean, it's sad, but I mean, I go to a lot of colleges and a lot of, places to give lectures and all of that. And I see so many girls who are either very thin, anorexically thin, or they are fat, obese. 70 to 80% of girls I see have those straightened hair, or they have those curled hairs, right? I mean, it's become, we are, by this FOMO or the issue about self-worth, we are, rather than nourishing or celebrating the uniqueness of each person, we are rather making robots or making factory-made humans, right? Everybody has to look identical and same, and then where is the uniqueness of you? I mean, how are you special from that X or Y special, right? I mean, If you are, and you can become not 100%, but to an extent like somebody. I mean, that one person or the figure or the physique or look and hair and whatever, but you're still going to be a copy. You're not going to be original. Why don't you want to be original and be proud of it?
Embrace it of sorts.
Yeah. So at Rejoice Wellness, we always talk about becoming best version of yourself. It's not about a certain weight. It's not about a certain way you look or a certain size. It's rather about becoming best version of yourself. What best you can be, right? With your attributes. Because, I mean, yeah, it's another vast topic, but we study very hard while we are young. We work very hard as we grow. Okay, we want to earn a lot of money, and while doing all of that, if you want to be like somebody else and you don't want to be the best version of yourself, in the process you're going to damage yourself mentally, physically. You're going to, and then eventually you're going to end up not being able to do a lot of things that you want to do, right? I mean, I feel the aim of entire life, all the studies and work and money and all that, should be that I should have freedom to do what I want to do, right? I mean, tomorrow I want to get up and feel like I want to go bungee jumping. I should be able to do that. My health should not tell me that you can't do that because you have a blood pressure or a heart issue or whatever. Or tomorrow I wake up and I feel like I want to eat a cake or a jalebi. I should be able to do that. I shouldn't be restricted because I have a diabetes or I have a health issue.
It's more about priming your body.
Exactly. So you should be able to do whatever, the freedom of doing whatever you want to do is what should be the aim, not looking a certain way or not. But again, this is, I think, very deep, that we have to, really work very hard on instilling this, because very systematically through this marketing and through this over the years, that has been taken away. Right. So it's a huge path ahead, but somewhere you have to start. So maybe
hopefully everybody kind of gets that click in their journey to just turn their perspective in a way which benefits them instead of always pushes them to chase something that they are not.
Exactly. Now coming to the next thing that you said, that India has a lot of vegetarian people, a lot of people who do not eat meat or do not eat non-veg. But there are a lot of vegetarian food which also has good amount of protein. And I mean, I really don't get this race of running behind protein. India has always been a country of having balanced meals. If you go to any part of the country, and our meal has always been a balanced meal. There is always a carb, fiber, protein, vitamin, mineral, all in the plate, in the traditional meals. So, I mean, yes, when you really want to pump up, you want a lot of muscle, you want to do a lot of physical activity, yes, you need more protein. But that's just adjusting the plate. You don't have to just eat proteins. You don't have to. So I have had these patients while there was a big fad of keto diets. I would get these patients who would come to me saying that I've been on keto for last 3 months and I've been on keto for 6 months and I have reduced, but now I want to, I'm tired and I can't do it. And there's a lot of work pressure and all of that. And I'm stressed and I want to get on with your program. Weight loss program or whatever. And I would normally ask them that, okay, next time when you come, please do your urine test and come. And invariably, 80% of people would have proteins flushing out of their kidneys. That means the kidney filters are not functioning normal. They're functioning damaged because of that excessive protein that's going in the body, right? And not enough carb. A lot of people would say there is a lot of irritability that is increased. The sleep is not proper and jhagde ho rahe bahut ghar mein, and but it's just a work pressure, or it's just that there was a lot of traveling and I was too worked up, and they'll find some or the other reason. But I always tell them this: the scientific reason is because you're cutting off carbs completely, and your brain and nervous system needs carbs to function normal, to their optimum. you're not giving your brain what it needs, it is going to be irritable, right? I mean, it's going to be irritated.
That's the main source of energy.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, running behind these fads is never going to help. People, sooner they realize this, better they'll save their bodies and minds.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so rather than, like I said, I mean, vegetarian proteins are also available in our natural form, natural foods in our country throughout the year. I mean, we are not in the country where 6 months there is just ice and we can't walk out of our house, or there is no crop or nothing growing, right? We're not that country. The country which has diversity in the availability of food, in the crops that we grow, in the fruits and in the vegetables that we grow. So if we just know correct way to, balance it out.
I mean, you spoke about, India being a place of balanced diets. We have everything that our body needs nutritionally. And I think what the audience should do right now is go to the playlist that you have on your YouTube channel. And in fact, which really puts a lot of light on the power of the original Indian food traditions. Because when we met for the first time, you showed me this playlist, and I feel that this is so much information that could, while reaching the right audience, can clear a lot of their misconceptions of what they feel they need to have, but what is actually already available to them in their households, at least to Indians, through, years
I
on
mean,
out.
come on. I mean, our mothers have given us those haldi wala doodh all our life, and we've made faces and we've tried running away from that. And now when it comes as turmeric latte and we pay like bomb to drink that haldi wala doodh.
Right.
Come on, guys. I mean, it's high time we realize the power in our traditions that we had. I mean, then obviously, so yeah, there is a playlist on Rejoice Wellness YouTube channel which talks about it. But the point is that then people were more about, faith, about believing in God, about surrendering to God, higher power. And that is why all the knowledge, all this health knowledge was packed into packaging of saying that it is Bhagwan ke liye karo.
Right.
Do it because God likes it, do it because it's the God's day, or whatever, so on. Today we've moved away from that, and we've become more inquisitive, we've become more scientific, more logical. We start relying more on the logic rather than the faith and belief system, and we want to know why behind everything. It's not bad, it's just the transition. But so today, understanding those traditions scientifically is more important rather than discarding those traditions. So that's a little effort that we try into clearing this space about making people aware about the science behind those traditions, rather than discarding them by saying it's just the old tradition and a stupid belief or whatever.
I feel like obviously there is that big barrier. Now people are coming to understand the benefits of it. And I feel like the reason for that is because of, this is the plus and the minus side of it, but the companies or the like consumerism, as we discussed, marketed it in such a way that now it is appealing. and I've read, like, as you said, turmeric latte and all of that, it's haldi doodh.
Exactly.
It is.
That's what I always tell to my patients, or younger patients at least, that we had so much of knowledge. Our ancient times, our India was the ground breaking science and groundbreaking knowledge and all of that. And people from all over the world would travel to India to learn all of that and go back and apply all of that. Then there was a time where obviously it's always up and down and up and yeah. So there was time when we were in a downs, and that's when we were ruled and a lot of our knowledge was destroyed. But while we have gotten freedom from a physical ruling, have we got the freedom mentally is my question. I mean, why our traditions have to go to West, become big there, and then come back to us for us to start believing into that? I mean, that's a stupid cycle that we are stuck into or trying to
Delaying
follow.
the knowledge that we already have.
Exactly. The same knowledge, the same traditions, while it travels to the West, becomes popular there, comes back to us in a different package and a lot of expensive labels, is when we are doing that.
I think the particular reason for that is also that we feel like this is a lot of it, the times that it's posed that this is the way forward. Like the next best thing is that because we are in a state of innovation always, you see it in all the other sectors, you see it in everything from technology to medicine to lifestyle. Everything is going in a way where it is more packaged than it's in its raw form. And essentially, and this was an amazing thing, I feel like I experienced. I recently visited Japan, and I loved their level of simplicity. I loved their the amount of power that they have in keeping everything a part of their culture without actually trying to modify it in many ways, because they find a lot of pride in it. They find a lot of happiness in.
Exactly. So we've lost that pride.
We've lost
That's
that
why I
pride.
said, have we got the freedom mentally?
Right.
So while those people ruled us, they broke us down. They took that pride away from us. That's exactly how they could rule us, right? I mean, otherwise we were such a self-sufficient country that nobody could have ruled on us.
Correct.
They made us feel small about ourselves, and that's how they ruled us for so many years. We have got freedom physically, we've thrown them out, but have we really got freedom mentally? We still feel they are superior. We still feel they are better. We still feel whatever they do is the way forward. And that's exactly why we try and follow their footsteps. So that's exactly why our traditional knowledge has to go all the way there and then come back to us for us to become palatable. Unless we bring that pride back, unless we bring that self-worth towards the country back,
Right.
I think it's exciting, but now it's changing. It is slowly coming back.
I feel like that is what we need. We need the right kind of exposure to, I think, ideologies in countries like Japan, because everything there is so, delivered to the people in such a way that it is beneficial to you, and it is also something that you can rely on. So that level of trust is there, and that level of trust is, I think, what we lost when we were ruled. Is like, okay, these Indian things won't do it,
Exactly.
and that level of trust once goes away, it's really tough to kind of build that back on in terms of the genuine raw form of it. That's why I think today packaging it and selling it in a different form is very, very avid.
Yeah.
A beautiful, amazing conversation about this. The next topic that I think that I want to discuss is something that has given you the title doctor itself, and that is homeopathy.
Yeah.
And it's a vast topic, and obviously the first place that I would want you to start with is explaining what is homeopathy and how it differs to other types of medicinal forms.
So homeopathy is a simple medical science, okay, but it is very, very deep acting thing. So homeopathy would not just see your symptoms and reports and diagnostic, papers and act upon it and try to figure that out or heal that. Homeopathy rather works to the root level. So it works on where the disease started, how it started, why it started, and it goes to that level to cure that, heal that. So I'll give you a simple example. Like whenever you have some reports which are come bad, Okay. The disease started maybe 6 months or a year before, and it grew and grew and grew, and it came to a certain level, and up that is when it came on a black and white paper as a disease. But there is a lot that went inside before it actually became a disease per se. So we all have, in homeopathy, we call it vital force, or you say energy or soul, or your, whatever, but vital force according to homeopathic science. So we all have a vital force which is protecting us, which is trying to keep us at our optimum, best version of ourselves. Okay, that's the aim of the vital force. There are so many bacteria and viruses and chemicals around us right now, right? But are we getting affected by every infection, every allergy, no, because we have that protection, right? When something starts irritating that protection, something is overpowering, that is when vital force really tries very hard to work on it. When it cannot, it fails, is when it starts, our mind comes in picture, it starts affecting us mentally. Okay. Our mind also cannot keep it out, is when we start getting physical diseases and issues. So that's why I said when the disease comes on the black and white reports, or when it comes to the surface, there is a lot that is gone in making it reach there.
Right.
Okay. So homeopathy really works from the root level. It cures it completely till its original point of origin. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I would say homeopathy is different because homeopathy understands your disease even before it comes on the black and white paper. So, I don't know if I've met a lot of people like that who say that मेरे reports तो सारे normal आ रहे हैं, but कुछ तो सही नहीं लग रहा है. I'm not feeling at my best. Mm-hmm. कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. कुछ तो लग रहा है कि सही नहीं जा रहा है. Because the disease is still here. It's not reached here. That's why the reports are normal. But there is something brewing here. Right? So homeopathy can cure that. So in homeopathy, when we treat the patient, we take a case history. We take, so the first appointment to any homeopath is like an hour or hour and a half.
Correct.
We're going to ask like 100 questions about which taste do you like, what do you do, how do you sleep, how are your dreams, how is your sweat, how is your thirst, and blah, 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 blah. About your nature, about your thinking, about everything under the sun. By doing that, we understand you as a person, as a whole entity, right? In homeopathy, there is nothing called fever equals to paracetamol or crocin. Okay, you get fever, I get fever, she gets fever, he gets fever. Okay, we all get fever because we went into the rain. So the cause is same, right? Still, different medicines will work for all of us because we as an individual are different. Our body's reaction, our experiences, our past experiences, our internal functioning, chemicals, everything is different, right? Genes are different.
Right.
Right? And everything affects us.